Welcome. In this explainer, we're diving into a really powerful set of human skills called Human 5. We're going to explore how it can be adapted for pretty much any learning environment, taking it from a single classroom and setting it loose out in the wider world. So that brings us to the big question, right? Can a teaching method that was born and raised in one specific ecosystem, say a university English class, actually survive out in the wild? How do you help it thrive in completely new habitats? That's what we're going to figure out. Okay, first things first. Before we can see how these skills migrate and adapt, we really need to get a handle on what they are. So let's establish the core framework before we see it in action. So these are the core human advantages, and they're specifically designed to work alongside AI. The whole framework is called Human 5, and it includes a few key things. You got taste, which is all about judgment and having good instincts. Momentum, which is another word for initiative. Agency, which is the power to make your own choices and shape your path. Then there's velocity, the ability to learn and adapt really, really fast. Intent horizon, which is about having a long-term vision or purpose. And finally, interruptibility, which is just a great word for keeping your cool and staying poised when things inevitably go wrong. Now this is what makes it all so interesting. This quote sets up this amazing metaphor we're going to be using. We're not just exploring some static product. No. Think of us more like field biologists. We're out here observing how a species, in this case, these 5 human skills, adapts and evolves in all these different environments. All right, let's parachute into our first new habitat, educational systems that are under intense high-stakes pressure. You know the type. Think of it as a jungle, one that's filled with predators like standardized tests. I mean, look at these two. On the surface, they could not seem more different, right? On one hand, you have this pressure cooker environment all about a single test score. And on the other, you have a setting that's laser focused on getting a job and surviving in the workplace. But here's the thing. Human 5 can be adapted for both. So here's the crucial point. You don't fight the exam. You don't try to work around it. Instead, you embed these human skills right inside the test prep process. It's like Human 5 becomes a secret curriculum running underneath everything, building real judgment and initiative without ever sacrificing a single point on the test. It's pretty brilliant. And this is where it all clicks into place, showing how these skills map directly onto real world challenges. For adult learners, folks who are juggling jobs and families, taste isn't some abstract idea. It's knowing how to write an email that actually gets you that meeting. Agency is having the confidence to push back and negotiate your workload. It's immediate. It's practical. Okay, so we've looked at the system. Now let's shift our focus and zoom in on the people in the system. Let's adapt our approach again, this time looking at things like age and cultural norms. And what's so cool is just how flexible this framework is. You know, if you're dealing with teenagers, you might use game-like cycles and relatable examples to teach velocity. But for, say, a seasoned manager who's feeling a little threatened by AI, you'd frame taste and intent as their unique human value, the very thing a machine can't replicate. And this part is absolutely crucial. Human 5 isn't about forcing one single cultural model on everyone. Not at all. In a more collectivist culture, you don't frame agency as some selfish rebellion. You frame it as a way to better serve the group. It's all about finding ways to express these skills that align with local values, not overwrite them. All right, for the final leg of our journey, let's head to the modern frontiers. We're talking about the world of online learning and what happens when these skills jump across departmental lines into completely different fields. When you move from a classroom to an online space, the way these skills show up changes, but if anything, they become even more important. Agency isn't just raising your hand anymore. It's taking the initiative to start a whole new, valuable discussion thread. And the interruptibility, it's not just about handling a tough debate. It's about staying calm and productive when your internet connection suddenly drops in the middle of a presentation. And this really shows how a hybrid model can be the sweet spot. You get the best of both worlds. You can use that precious in-person time for the high-energy, collaborative stuff, and then use the online space for slower, deeper, more reflective work. It creates this really powerful learning rhythm. I really want to drive this home. This isn't just for language teachers or humanities majors. These skills are essential absolutely everywhere. An engineer needs taste to look at a pile of data and decide what's actually compelling. A business student needs agency to take charge and shape a project. These are the core skills of modern professionalism, period. So when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway? It's that Human 5 isn't some rigid curriculum that you just install. It's more like a lens. It's a lens you can use to look at any learning situation, any team, any project. And it leaves you with this final, really powerful question to apply to your own world. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, ask yourself, where are the human advantages here? And how can I strengthen them?